Alrighty, everyone. Mezzo Matt back here with another video for y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching this. We're gonna adjust my camera really quick there. If you guys, as always, have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments. Make sure you hit the tap button on the video here. Share this out to one person as well. We got a lot of stuff to kind of talk about. We got a pattern change coming here as we get ready to get closer and closer to the middle part of August. We are also watching what is going to be Tropical Storm Ernesto here within the next day or two. It does not have any forecasted impacts to the United States as of right now, and it looks like it's not going to have any impacts to the United States. We are going to have to watch out for our friends over here in parts of San Juan, a bunch of areas over here near Bermuda, some of the islands out here near the Bahamas, but it is going to take a right-hand turn, and I do want to go ahead and make that known to you guys now. If you're watching this, if you watch a minute of this video, 2 minutes of this video, please drill into the fact into your heads. We've had a lot of people already, once again, since it is hurricane season, make fake videos, fake forecasts on different social media platforms as far as trying to say there's another major hurricane coming to the United States. There's not. This is, like I said, going to take a northeasterly turn, and I'm going to show you guys where all that's going to come through in this video. Like I said, if you guys have any questions at the end of this, feel free to. We'll probably do a live stream later on tonight. We've also got some severe weather we might be covering tonight as well over in the Central Plains. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the pattern change, and we're going to talk about what Ernesto is going to do, and then potentially another tropical wave behind it. So as you guys can see on the screen here, this is the satellite imagery from Invest 98. This is what it's called right now. The Hurricane Center is investigating this. This has already got some pretty decent circulation. You can actually see that low pressure center there in the middle of all of this organized convection, and you can actually see that movement moving its way east to west here toward the St. John's, eventually over here in parts of these islands that we've got over here near Puerto Rico. So kind of be mindful of this. We do have a different modeled agreement. So the GFS has got a potential hurricane being issued here or being upgraded within the next couple of days. This is going to go very, very quickly with this storm. It's not going to be like where we were watching with Debbie, where this is going to take some time to get itself together. It's in very, very warm waters, no shear, no Saharan dust. We're in a very primed environment where once this gets closer and closer to these islands over here near Puerto Rico and San Juan, that they are going to, this storm is going to grow upscale pretty quickly. And we can actually go to the satellite imagery here, or not the satellite imagery, but the main convection area here, and we can see these clouds. You can see the spin that is ongoing here already in that center of circulation. You got some outer cloud tops, but this is going to go, like I said, this system's going to go pretty quickly, and it's going to move pretty quickly. This has got a 90% chance of developing in the next 7 days, 80 now in the next 2 days. So we are expecting a tropical storm. This will be Tropical Storm Ernesto, and this will more than likely become Hurricane Ernesto. This could even become a potential major hurricane as we go through the end of this coming week once this takes its right-hand turn up here towards Bermuda. And there are two components to why this is not going toward the United States, which is a good thing. This is going to be pulled back out to sea more than likely. We've got a high pressure sitting over here near Bermuda, and we've got another high that's going to be sitting off the coastline, and it's basically going to get squeezed and pulled right between both of these. Now, when does that right turn officially happen? There's still a little bit of different model agreement, but you can kind of cross off this making it closer to impact to the United States, because that's not what's going to happen. We'll more than likely see a right-hand turn with this whole entire situation. This, like I said, we've got another tropical wave that is coming off the coast of Africa behind this as well. We'll continue to watch this. There is a little bit more Saharan dust and shear with this, so this could potentially come something down the road. We'll kind of keep an eye on this, but we're really going to be hammering more on what's happening here in the Atlantic Ocean. That's all we've got. There's nothing in the Pacific Ocean as far as that goes right now. I do want to go ahead and hop over to what we're going to be seeing here with the different models and what we're going to be seeing as far as where the system is going to go. Now, the European model, as of, the last couple of days, has been pretty consistent. It's got, like I said, a right-hand turn with this system here. And you guys can actually watch on the bottom of your screen here as this system forms. It's got a 106 millibar low here on Wednesday morning, Tuesday night over here near the San Juan area. And then it's going to strengthen pretty quickly, become a hurricane, maybe even a potential major hurricane, and take that right-hand turn. So the European model has a quicker right-hand turn with this system than it does, than the GFS. The GFS has actually got this becoming a hurricane a lot sooner. We'll go ahead and show the GFS run here. We'll pull this up for y'all. So the GFS run's got this becoming a hurricane like within the next 3 to 4 days, and then becoming an even major hurricane, and then taking that right-hand turn. We could even have a major hurricane over here over the ocean. So kind of like we had a storm last year that did this as well. Actually became a Cat 5 hurricane, just kind of fizzled out over the open waters, and then eventually went toward the northeast. So this is more than likely, like I said, going to take a right-hand turn. It's just when does that northeastern right-hand turn happen? We're still, like I said, trying to figure out what the models are going to do. So this does not, once again, look to have any impacts to the United States, which will be a good thing. We can take a break after we just had Debbie. We will watch that tropical wave. I'll keep updating you guys in future videos about Ernesto and what Ernesto is going to do. But more and more model agreement, we're pretty much 80-90% likely that this is going to take taking a right-hand turn. So this is just something we'll kind of watch and keep updated with you guys. Now, I do want to go ahead and jump to the severe weather side of things. We do have a level 1 and level 2 risk today for severe weather. We've got a marginal risk of severe weather day back into parts of where our monsoon season is happening. So this is parts of Utah. We've got Colorado here. We've got parts of Arizona in this as well. We actually had a couple tornado warnings last night in the Phoenix area, which was a little crazy. Arizona does see tornado warnings, so kind of be mindful of that as well. When the monsoon season's ongoing, you can get a little bit of wind shear in different directions, and you can get spin up tornadoes. This is a wind and hail driven risk today for parts of this area. And then back over here where we've actually got an active severe thunderstorm warning. Storms already starting to fire off here into parts of the Rockies into parts of the northern plains and central plains here. We've got a level 1 risk in the green shaded color here and a level 2 risk in the yellow. This is parts of northeastern Colorado, northwestern Kansas, parts of western Nebraska, South Dakota, your typical areas that see these shortwave trough ejections throughout the summertime. This is kind of a repeat pattern for the next couple of days. We'll be seeing a couple of areas of severe weather. The tornado risk for today is present. We do have a 2% tornado risk, so don't let your guards off. Parts of Interstate 90 from Rapid City down here to Valentine, Nebraska, Alliance, Scottsbluff, Sydney, northeast Colorado, western Kansas, and western Nebraska here. Now, we will probably go live for this event and also talk about what Ernesto is going to be later on tonight. We'll probably be doing our live stream around 7 p.m. Central Time tonight, so do look out for that. There'll probably be some ongoing warnings already, so we'll be covering that for you guys, but do be mindful in this 2% tornado risk. But the other factors that we're going to be seeing today is going to be wind. Wind is a 15% in that small yellow area here. Winds up to 60 to 70 miles an hour. And then in the brown, we could see a 5% chance of damaging winds up to 60 miles an hour. And then we do have a 15 and a 5% hail risk today for hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter. So that's what we're going to be seeing for today. And we also have a severe risk for tomorrow that has been updated from the Storm Prediction Center. You got 2 marginal risk zones for tomorrow for your Monday forecast. A lot of people going back to school, a lot of people, college, all of that stuff. I start college in literally a week, so this will be something I pay attention to as well as far as our area goes for next week. But we do have wind and hail for both of these marginal risk areas for tomorrow. And then we also have another risk for severe weather on our day 3, and that is going to be a pretty big marginal risk that goes from Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, all the way down here into Colorado. So 3 days of severe weather today. Through Monday, basically in the central and northern plains. This is something we're going to watch for relatively quickly and closely. If there are any major updates, I'll let you guys know as far as that goes with that. Now, I do want to talk about what the timing is going to be for the next little bit here and what we're going to be seeing with the forecast here with the HER model. Let's go ahead and pull up the latest HER model here, and we'll talk about where these showers and storms are at. Here back into the slight risk area for today, we could be seeing these showers and storms already ongoing. It looks to be isolated spotty supercells. Could see a little couple maybe line segments up near northern and central South Dakota there, but it looks to be discrete supercells. This could have that potential tornado risk, damaging winds and hail, but not everybody will see a storm. So I do want to make that known. It's isolated. Not everybody will see a storm. Most people can see storms, but not everybody will see them. And then we'll see storms back here into parts of Rockies. It's mostly daytime heating, so once the sun goes down, these storms die out and fall apart. Instability, heated thunderstorms as well. And we do need to watch as well back here into Oklahoma. There's not a risk zone, but there is a little bit of wind direction change with height here. And I've seen some of the models kind of slap a small, or not the Storm Prediction Center, but CSU, the Colorado State University, has slapped a 2% tornado risk in this area in Oklahoma today on their model run, just to kind of see. We might have a spin up, or we could just see wind and hail, or just a general thunderstorm. So there's different models that are showing different things here for the western side of Oklahoma, so kind of be mindful. And then overnight, maybe Tulsa getting some heavy rain, Bartlesville, so heads up there. But other than that, guys, general thunderstorms will stay much over the central plains and northern plains. And then as we go through tomorrow, we'll start to talk about that different pattern that we're going to see. But like I said, no significant severe weather to talk about really over the next couple of days. Now, let's go back here and look at the GFS run, and we'll talk about what we're going to be looking like for the overall pattern for the next couple of days and throughout next week. What you guys can see on your screen here is a zonal jet stream. You've got a low that is set up over the Wyoming area and a low still off the northeast here. This will be finally moving this trough ejection off the coastline today. Still seeing maybe some showers and some storms, some isolated, maybe severe wind or hail back here in the northeast today. But the main severe weather setup is going to be over the Rockies for today. Now, we watch that system move the northeast through tomorrow and Tuesday. You get a new heat dome that's going to set up over Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, New Mexico, Colorado. If you're down there in the Four Corners or down into Texas, it is going to be very, very hot for the next about 7 to 10 days. We could see heat indexes well above 110, air temperatures well above 100. Make sure you have your sunscreen. Make sure you have water to drink. Make sure you have a way to keep track of how long you're outside for. Don't be outside unless you have to physically be in those areas. Those heat indexes will be very, very extreme over the next couple days as well, continuing to watch that heat dome setup. And we start to enter, I think, Wednesday through this coming Sunday. We're going to start to have these couple little short trough ejections that develop. And what we start to notice is on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of this coming weekend, we see a low pressure system that's actually going to set up over the Missouri Valley here. And depending how strong this is and or how weak this is, we could see maybe a damaging wind event that could develop across Missouri, Kansas, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, maybe Arkansas, maybe parts of northeastern Oklahoma. This is something we're going to have to watch from your Thursday through your Sunday of this coming week. We could see maybe a little bit of a severe weather situation with a damaging wind event. Anytime you get a northwesterly flow, we talked about this a lot a couple weeks ago over at Heat Dome. You can see maybe even sometimes a derecho and MCS. This is something we've got to watch, especially as we go into this weekend. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. Be kind of eyes and heads up here in the Ohio Valley and Missouri Valley and Midwest, maybe for an organized severe weather setup this week, potentially, question mark, on that one. And then we'll have another low that could set up as we go into the third official week of August. But I do just want to tell you guys, the overall trend seems mostly relatively insignificant as far as severe weather goes as of right now. We'll continue to lock in that heat dome over the Four Corners and Southern Plains and Central Plains for you guys. But then we start to see more of these lows, these northwesterly flowing ridges again, once again, as we go through the end of August here. So I do think the severe weather will stay in the northern, central, Midwest, and Ohio Valley over the next couple of weeks, just based off of what we're seeing with the model trend. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Do come into the live stream later on tonight around 7 p.m. Central Time, maybe 7:30 the latest Central Time. We'll talk about Ernesto. What is the updates on that? We'll also talk about, like I said, more in-depth model discussions, talk about what's coming for the rest of August, and maybe even in our first look into September. So if you are in severe weather risk zones for today, be safe, be prepared, have a way to get weather alerts, and I will see you guys all in the stream tonight. Be safe and weather aware, y'all.